Om Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishna for Seekers of God. Spiritual Talks of Mahapurush Swami Shivananda. Continuation of Chapter 64. Page number 157, Episode 128. Mahapurush Maharaj Ji says, all spiritual practices are for acquiring self-surrender, right attitude to work, preaching and spiritual practices in monastic life are discussed here. When the reading of the Sri Ramakrishna Kathamrita, Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, had progressed a little further, one of the members of the audience asked, Maharaj, what is the best path for realizing God? Mahapurush Ji, the scriptures contain various instructions for realizing God, but the final word is self-surrender. One can be free from all worries only by surrendering oneself at the blessed feet of God and continuing there with absolute reliance. In the Gita, the Lord instructs Arjuna about yoga, devotion, knowledge, and all other things, and then says, relinquishing all dharmas, sarva dharman parityajya, all duties, take refuge in me alone. I will liberate you from all sins. Grieve not. That is the quintessence of the Gita. The Lord promises, free yourself from all ideas of merit and demerit and everything else, and take refuge in me, that is, in the Supreme Being. I shall save you from all sins. Mahapurush Maharaj Ji continues, but it is true that complete self-surrender and taking refuge in God do not come in a day. It is an uphill task. All the practices you undertake, worship, study, japa, meditation, hard austerities, all that is meant for leading you to take refuge in Him, in God. And above all, God's grace is needed. If one goes on meditating and reflecting on God and praying to Him with undivided attention, He becomes compassionate and grants this extremely rare self-surrender. On another occasion, a monastic member of the Dhaka monastery said to Mahapurush Ji with a heavy heart, Maharaj, Raja Maharaj Swami Brahmananda told me, whatever else you may do, you must not forget to make japa in the mornings and evenings. And yet the nature of my work is such, holding religious classes and conducting religious songs in groups, that I have to go out in the evenings at least 5 days a week. I have no time to sit for japa in the evenings. This upsets me very much. In answer, Mahapurush Maharaj said, look here, these classes and songs that you conduct should be looked upon by you as being on a par with spiritual practices like japa and meditation, to sing the glory of the Lord or to read or discuss about Him, about the Supreme Being, about Sri Ramakrishna is as good as any religious practice. Keep this idea ever present in your mind that you are doing His work alone. It will bring immense benefit to you. If you should think of these duties as service to Him. After returning from your work of songs and classes, you should sit for japa and meditation whenever you have a little time in hand. You must practice japa regularly, even if necessary, just before going to sleep. You have got to obey Maharaj's order properly. A devotee asked Mahapurush Maharaj, Maharaj, the master used to say that one cannot realize God so long as one has the least vestige of desire for worldly things, just as a thread cannot pass through the eye of a needle so long as even a single fiber juts out. But our minds are full of innumerable passions and desires. What is the way for us? Mahapurush Ji kept silent for a while and then said, there is a way. To your mind, which is the thread, apply a little oil and water in the form of Shraddha and Bhakti, faith and devotion, and carefully twist in the loose fibers of your passions and desires, then the mind will easily merge at the blessed lotus feet of the Lord. Call on Him with all earnestness and tell Him of the extreme misery you feel in not being blessed with the vision of Him, that is, with the vision of God. He is very kind to those who take refuge in Him, and He never betrays the trust one has in Him. That is the end of chapter 64. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.